Guys, you join me here, Snowman86, and we are back on Ballyspring. So we are just going to jump in here. That different texture of grass is from where I had my moor set incorrectly for not allowing. I forget what it's called, but there's an option there that comes with Maze Plus, and we didn't have that set up, so that is why we have the different color texture. But we were going to get about tedding here today, guys. Yeah, so we just have a little bit on. Tedding and baling today is the name of the game. So we're going to try and ted as much as we can. We're going to ted it all really, and then we're going to bale it all, and then we'll decide how many or what fields we're going to wrap, what fields we're going to, well, we're going to basically wrap maybe one field, maybe even this field. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, going then we'll be stockpiling our grass. Our cows are out, so we're doing okay, but yeah, we just need to stockpile now as much grass as we can again going into this year. So tipped along nicely, we can't complain. Seen that there is a recent blog post on FS25 about animals, and it looks exciting. The fact that they will consume grass in the pins, I believe. So to me that looks like grazing is kind of consumed into the base game, which will be a fantastic addition if it is. So we'll just have to probably wait and see until a little bit more detail comes out on that. But if that is the case, guys, that it will be a fantastic addition. Not a whole pile else to report on it. The animals do look good. We've water buffalo and things like that, so it'll be exciting. But that isn't going to fix our problems on this, guys. Oh, touch the tree. So the other thing of note, and I'm going to leave this one up to open debate. I'm not sure if anybody have seen the Terror Life mod that's after being released. Been checking out a little bit, and it looks fairly good, guys. I'm not going to lie, it's kind of combines a lot of mods into one. So it combines Maze Plus, it combines the extended animals, it uses the extended pastures mod. Well, it doesn't. It's not. That's not combined in it, but it does use it. It's a required mod, so that will tell you the level of detail that's gone into it. There's also pretty kind of overhaul of the seasons features and things like that. So grow calendars. There's a pile more crops. You've summer, winter wheat, summer, winter barley. You've silage corn. You've standard corn. So yeah, it's just wow. It really does expand the game to a different level. The only downside to it is it has to be played on a map that is compatible, and this map is not compatible. So I'll see how I go. I'm going to kind of dip my feet in the waters here in the next week or so, and see if we can figure it all out, because it's a fairly steep learning curve. So if we can figure it out, we might throw our hat in the ring here, and it'll just yeah, I suppose the way to look at it is it'll make this series look kind of arcadey, I think, is probably the way of looking at it. Which will be, oh, well, I won't say I'm playing it the most realistically, but just as I do that, press the wrong button. So we'll get back up here, we'll hook on, we'll back up just a little bit, get her going, and away we go again. I meant to zoom up. Yeah, so we're not playing the most realistically, I understand. We're trying, but there's certain features obviously that we just ain't able to replicate or do maybe as best as we could. But I think the Terror Life mod, it's just appealing to me. There's something about it. Don't ask me what, but it is just appealing, guys. So we might, as I say, dip our toes in the water with that, play around with it a little bit. If we can, there's 4 maps released with it, so we'll pick one. We'll pick the best looking one maybe, and or what I think is the best looking one, and we'll drive on from there and see can we make a dent in it. But for now, as I say, we are tedding, so we're not doing too bad. We're down to 16,000 euros in the bank, guys. That will change as the summer comes along, but the main thing to note is our cattle now are consuming a fair chunk of grass. So we're just going to have to try and keep on top of that. It's nearly up at 50,000 litres a day, which is a fair chunk of grass, guys. So the first thing we'll probably do to keep on top of that is in the next couple of episodes we'll look to sell the bulls. Definitely, that'll be one way of reducing our required levels of grass. So if we just offload some of the male cows, we should then ease up on our burden for feed. I think we have about maybe 6 or 8 to sell, and there's a couple of younger ones that probably, to be fair, once they come off grass on the field, we'll probably sell because we don't need to be feeding them all winter. So it'll just take a bit of pressure off us. And to be fair, we'll probably pick up a few more calves throughout the year as well as we're going. So yeah, we just got to keep an eye on things as we're going, guys. See how it all plays out for us. But yeah, I think we'll be okay. We should be in a pretty good nick. All going well. If we can this year, I would like to pick up some more arable land, because the one field is grand, but it'll just give us something a little bit different to do. Now, to be fair, the one field is carrying us with enough straw and things, so that's okay as well. So we're not under that much pressure. We have enough grass fields, I think. I hope. But we do. We're producing a ton of grass. So the only reason we might need more is if we decided we wanted to pick up another pasture. We'd be looking then at maybe setting that up, but we'll see how it's going in price of land around us. But ideally the steep two fields there at the front of the farm, I would like to cash them if we could. That is the kind of ballpark idea for it, but yeah. Obviously, to reduce our loan payments again would be a nice touch if we could. So we'll just have to see how it plays out, guys. But for now, we're going to crack on here with the tedding and get a little bit more done. And we'll probably jump back in here towards maybe the end of tedding. We'll see how we're doing. And we'll be getting ready to hook the baler on, and we'll be getting out here and baling us some grass bales. So with that, guys, I think we'll bail out here, and I'll see you in a second. We'll still be tedding, but I will see you in a second. So we're just on the ups and downs now, guys. Real simple part. Nearly finished. This is the last field to wipe out, and we'll be done then. We were doing pretty well with catching 3 full rows, but we've let that one slip, so that's going to cost us for the rest of this field. But yeah, windrow is just a little bit narrower than probably what we're mowing, so ideally we could upgrade our windrow, but yeah, we're not going to. It's done a fantastic job for us right from the very beginning, and it's probably one of the original pieces of equipment left on the farm. Windrower and I would say the old fertilizer spreader are probably the 2 longest serving bits of equipment now, actually the harvester as well. So they are on the farm the longest, so or at least in my head they're on the farm the longest. So let's see, can I correct my mistake here? But I get the feeling, oh, we might just punchy up along the line, and I just missed a little bit, but it's not bad. I think we've managed to kind of fix that, but as you'll see here now, we'll turn in and oh no, that might work out. I was going to say the passes along the headland might affect us, but I think we're after getting away with that. So just push over a little bit and we're back on track. So we have a couple more passes left, guys, and we'll be swinging into the yard, collecting the baler and heading from there then again. So just a little thing on the Terra Life, I've noticed that there's a couple of mod conflicts actually that I wasn't aware of. They haven't, well, they might be affecting me, and they might be causing a couple of issues I've had in this save. One is the manual unload. I believe the one that's on the Giants mod hub doesn't really play nice with Maze Plus, and I'd rather keep Maze Plus than a manual unload. But there is another version out there. I just have to go rooting and looking for it. I think that works okay then with things, so we'll swap that out at some stage. And the other one that I believe causes an issue is the twine add-on. So the knit wrap and the twine add-on I don't think play nice with Maize Plus either. So we've had them in for a while. Before we probably do this baling, we'll probably take a brief pause and we'll reset that as well, so we don't have those two anymore. So handy little things to know, and hopefully that fixes maybe one or two issues that we were seeing creeping in. Not big issues, but a lot of my equipment likes to creep across the back of the tractor if I park up still for more than a couple of minutes. The implement at the back, especially if it's a trailed one, will end up turning 90 degrees in kind of a anti-clockwise direction. So that's not ideal. So I'm hoping it's one of those two. If not, the issue will persist and we'll just have to live with it like we've done so far. So that's a small little bit of housekeeping, guys. But other than that, yeah, we are nearly done here. So we'll be back in the field here shortly with the baler all set up. We won't have any twine in it, but look, we'll do what we can. And yeah, we'll just get baling and see how many bales we produce. So that, guys, I'll see you here in a second, and we'll have the big John Deere on and we'll be baling as fast and hard as we can. And we are back. So those couple of mods are gone. Just easy to remove when we were taking out the twine. So we'll see how it plays going forward, guys. But we are out here baling. So far with this baler we've done 524 bales. We reset the counter for this first season of baling, or this first cut of baling I should say. So we've just one produced there now, so we'll see how we get on. Would be nice if we can churn out a good chunk of bales, anywhere around the 70 or 80 mark. We'll definitely be keeping on to minimum 50 bales, and we'll stockpile it that way per cut. We'll probably do 50 a cut. I think that's probably a fair way of working that. So we'd be hoping there then by third cut we'd have 150 grass bales in storage. So that should leave us in pretty good standing then, guys, for the season ahead, or winter ahead. I'll be hoping. So we'll see. I suppose this is my first time properly playing with animals and stuff like that, and I will say the dairy operation is an interesting operation. Normally with the tillage side you'd be a little bit bored, and not so much bored, but you're skipping a lot of the season. But definitely with animals involved in the farm, it's just, yeah, you're flat out basically from April right through till probably October, with cutting grass, baling, all that good stuff. It does get fairly repetitive, but I don't know, I think I've enjoyed it so far, watching the herd grow, building the pastures, ensuring as much as we can that we have enough fodder and feed for the animals over the winter. But yeah, it is definitely an interesting process. If I swing here now and then swing, and we're just going to cut back up here and go the opposite way to the first round, and that should see us kind of pick up, I'd say, most of the headland here, the way we did it. We're kind of doing it backwards to the way we rode it, which is not ideal, but look, it is what it is. We can't complain. We're doing a good enough job there. Can't complain. Nice few bales out there, and going off the yield on the map and what we've windrowed, I think we're in for a pretty bumper yield. I'll be hoping, fingers crossed. That is the plan anyway. As I say, if we can get within that 70-80 bale mark, I'll be quite happy with that, guys. That'll be a good yield for the first cut. It'll probably drop by a few bales throughout the season, but as I say, at a minimum we're going to be keeping the 50 bales as much as we can. So where that is, we will take advantage of it. But we're spitting out bales here now pretty quick and fast off the back of this, so that's good. Just want to get it all. And we shouldn't be too long now before we're kind of through all of this section. There's a bit of work in it, but once we've this done, then we are hooking on the tanker and yeah, we are flat to the board then with slurry. So that will be a busy old season. We have plenty of grass fields to be spreading slurry on. We have plenty of slurry to spread them on, so there should be no issues there. And I think we have enough to carry us through the entire year of slurry. So I think our solid fertilizer, we won't be purchasing any this year, which is fantastic. Really does take a little bit of pressure off us. So how are we going to do this? I think we just cut in here. We leave that bit for when we're coming back out of this field into the next field. We can cut across there and pick that up as well. I hope 2 headlands was enough to leave me turn with the baler. Didn't think about that till just now. I think we normally do 3, so that might have been another little faux pas on our part, but hey ho, we'll see what we get out of it. So far we're doing okay, we won't complain, and we'll get this little sliver here and then we're away again. So we'll quickly bring up the old help menu. We're up to 9 bales produced so far in this field, and this is the first field we're baling. So if we can get close to 20, and then we average 20 across our 5 fields, which we won't. Some of the fields are like, these fields get smaller as they jump down the line. So I think it's 169 is small enough compared to what are we in here, 159. So it's the little things like that we just need to keep an eye on, but for the most part I'm looking hopefully for 80 bales. I think that'd be a good number. I just remembered we never flat lifted the hilly field behind the sheep pasture, so that's another task on our list to get knocked out this year at some stage. We might even flat lift it before we do the slurry, so we'll just have to see how we go, either that or we'll slurry it and then flat lift it. But as you can see here, top left of the screen, our animals are out and they're in the pasture, munching away slowly at it, so we won't complain too much about that either. Obviously once that pasture gets whipped down a little bit more, we'll probably then look at moving them to pasture number 2, and as I say, if something, and we probably will, because as the animals grow they're going to munch this grass faster, we probably will need a 3rd pasture. So there is another set of fields, I think, behind our 2nd pasture that we could convert. So there is that option as well. And because we could still connect them all back to the yard, we'd have an easy route for our animals to get in and out, which would be handy. But yeah, we're tipping away here nicely, and we're nearly through the first field. Only a couple of passes left. Slow but a steady work, and we're getting it done. It needs to be done now. So as I say, the yields, the number of bales is what I'm most interested in. We shan't be touching our sheep and goat pasture. Reason for that is they need like 120,000 litres of food a year, so they are basically going to be consuming everything in that field twice. So that does concern me a little bit, but I think for the most part we should be okay. Might need a couple of bales during the winter, but that's not something we're going to be overly concerned about just yet, but we'll see how we get on, guys. For now, I think the way it should work for me is they'll obviously be eating what's in the trough. The field is going to get eaten up, it'll start regrowing, and once it regrows it'll get eaten again, and basically for most of the year I'd say we'll have very little grass on our sheep and goat pasture, so it's just the joys of the game, I think. So we'll just have to bear that in mind, that that's probably the way it's going to play out for us. I'd say, yeah, we probably will have very little in terms of grass on that field going forward, but plenty of bales. So if we can produce enough bales, we'll probably try to carry 150 this winter, maybe a bit more. Just again, as I say, to cover maybe what the sheep and goat will use, because I would like to think we'd about maybe 70 or 80 in there, and we were short. Definitely short, probably 30, so that's 100 we call it. And then yeah, so definitely I think if we carry 150, we should have enough then to provide for the stock of animals that we'll probably be carrying into this winter. I'd imagine it'll be up around 60 cows. Obviously we will sell a few, and the same for the sheep and goat. We need to let them mature a little bit, so they're worth a bit. At the moment they're not worth a whole pile, and they're not doing us any damage, so we'll leave them at it. But we'll probably try and cap it at around the 200. Does that mean that we end up selling off some of the older stock? Yes, we will, because I do believe with the extended animals they will pass away now after a certain amount of time. Now it's probably 3 or 4 years in game, so we're getting pretty up there with definitely some of the goats and the sheep. So we'll definitely have to look into that, make sure that we avoid that at all costs, because that's just a lost money venture, and we're not in the business of raising animals to lose money, especially to leave them die and lose money. So if we can sell them and make a little bit of a profit on them, we will, and we'll have plenty of new stock coming through to keep that older stock replenished. So we'll be in a pretty good place, guys, should be anyway. So that was a bit of a stutter. Strange. Normally doesn't happen. Interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But I think we probably going to bore you enough here, so we're going to call it a day pretty soon. We're just going to crack on here baling. We're still in the first field, guys, so we still have another 4 to go after this. But we're just going to keep going, see what we do. I will be interested here in seeing how many bales we produced in this first field. Just intrigues me, so I'm going to kind of finish this pass. Don't like the fact that that's stuttering away mad. You know, it's causing that. But yeah, we're just going to crack on here. We're going to keep it going. Hopefully this little freeze thing that's happening out of nowhere all of a sudden will sort itself out. We are up to 20 bales. Look at that, we hit our mark on this field, guys, and we're going to be over it by a few. There's still 2 in the back of the baler, and we'll probably get another one out of this pass, so that'd be 23. Pretty good. So on that bombshell, guys, we're going to call it here. As always, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, guys, I've been Snow86. I'll see you all again. Take care.